Hello my 3D printer peeps. I'm sitting here with two identical looking prints. However, there is something drastically different about them. These two models are printed with three different filaments: Acidity Silk Blue, Prusament Galaxy Green, and Polymaker PLA Tough Black. Many thanks to Prusa, Acidity, and Polymaker. Without you guys, I couldn't print all this great stuff to help me teach people on this channel. However, there's one problem. Not all filaments stick together properly. Some filaments during the printing process have different attributes that cause weak joints, and therefore those particular prints might have a certain problem. They break. Here is a multicolor model where the colors changed on one particular layer. The Acidity Silk Blue and the Polymaker PLA Tough did not get along and they broke. Meanwhile, the Prusament Galaxy Green and the Polymaker PLA Tough bonded together perfectly. Super strong, super hard. I can't break it, and I'm not faking. This one was printed with interlocking and will not break. I can even drop it. Here I am in Creality Print 6. This model has 3 sections. I've assigned each section to a different filament: Acidity Blue Color Changing Silk, Polymaker PLA Tough Black, Prusament Galaxy Green PLA. We will slice the file and have a look. Here you will see each filament change happens in one single layer. That makes this a very efficient multi-material print. 1 color change, 2 color change. Creality Print will count this as 3 filament changes: initial, first, second. 1, 2, 3. However, you can see how the bond between these two filaments could be weak. Many materials will bond just fine. However, you may run into a situation where the properties of your filament are different enough that they just won't bond strongly. There are a few solutions you could try: increasing nozzle temperature, increasing wall loops, increasing infill density, trying different infill patterns. Increased wall loops and density may be enough to get you the strength you need. The good thing about these changes is that they do not affect your print time. However, in situations where they are not enough and you need more strength, you will need to turn on interlocking. This is an advanced feature, and you need to be sure you are in advanced parameters. I suggest always working with advanced turned on in all your slicers. Click this symbol right here and make sure you see this green icon indicating advanced is turned on. With advanced turned on, right here in multi-filament, you will see use beam interlocking. Go ahead and check that box. We will then reslice the plate. Now, when scrolling down, at the material change, you will see several layers where these filaments interlock, creating layers that alternate between materials until eventually switching completely to the new material. The only problem with this is it creates many more filament changes, as this will happen at every filament change in your project. You can see here we've gone from 3 filament changes to 19. Should this feature give your project the stability it needs not to break, it might be worth it. Should you test with interlocking and find you still don't have the strength you need for a strong bond, There are two settings you can change: interlocking depth and interlocking beam layers. Interlocking depth is the depth of the interlocking process. The default is 2, and you can raise this right here by clicking up or lower by clicking down. Interlocking beam layers is the actual amount of layers each beam is printed. Less layers creates a stronger bond, but is more prone to problems printing. More layers creates a weaker bond, but is more dependable. The default is 2 layers for each beam, and I suggest, without doing some testing first, you leave it at 2. Looking here to interlocking depth, the default is 2. And we can see what that looks like right here as it begins interlocking those two materials together. Let's move this up to 5. You will see it is now interlocking much higher into the new material and much lower into the original material. Starting by default, run tests and find the balance between excessive filament changes and the strength you need. Remember, for this particular model, the default settings is 19 filament changes. Changing the interlocking depth by just 2 increases that number of filament changes to 39. That's a lot of filament changes, but does in fact add additional strength. What is the correct balance between filament changes, print time, interlocking depth, and using interlocking at all, compared to simply attempting increased walls, infill, and infill patterns to find that greater strength? That may vary from project to project, and you may need to do a little testing. Beam interlocking gives you one more tool in your arsenal to separate you, the educated slicer, from the average 3D printer user. Slicing knowledge is 3D printing power. Here are the two parts, one with interlocking, one without. This one, you can see the interlocking of the two materials to help them bond at the switch. This one, you can see no such interlocking. Now you know the difference between this and this. I'm Greg Adventure, and you're on 3D Rundown. However, this one